Hey everybody, it's time for another one-take tour of the CIOPCC. Today we're going to do the orange section. We're going to start with the wall, and I'm going to try something a little bit different today for the top shelf. Instead of using the ladder, I'm simply going to try to hold the camera at an angle where you can see it properly. The orange section is horror, of course. Makes sense, right? Just showing you down there towards the other end. And let's start with the wall for the first video. So the top of the wall, we have larger items, some Mezco stuff. Chucky, of course, from Mezco, as well as one of the Sams. The other one was the one Sideshow did. One of my favorite figures is that pumpkin head. Soda did that back in the day, quarter scale figure. I've thrown King Kong down here in horror. We can debate that. But as we move down this way, you'll see we've got some carded examples of the silver screen figures from Sideshow, which you're going to see more of in a minute. The yellow Frankenstein there, the yellow carded version, that's just to give you an example of what they look like, the normal ones on the cards. Some more of the variants, including some of the glow-in-the-dark ones they did, and some variants that Diamond Select did of their Universal Monsters. So let's move down a row. Mezco did some Universal Monsters too, but they did their own take. That's Creature of the Black Lagoon, the ones boxed in back of the variants, along with some different Frankensteins and the Mummy they did. And as we move down here, we're going to get into a lot of the 7 and 8 inch scale Universal Monsters. Sideshow, Diamond Select, a number of other companies through the years have done plenty of Universal Monsters. I'm a big fan, movies and the licenses. As we get into the corner, you're going to see some oddball stuff like Richard Nixon as the creature, as well as a gremlin who's tearing down the lights. You know, those gremlins, how they can be. That's a Flat World Dracula. Some more NECA releases around It, Pennywise, and some Walking Dead mini busts. Now we're going to get into 6 scale. And we have some old school licenses like the Invisible Man, all the way up to something modern like the Nun. This creature here, that's the recent one from Mondo. Whereas the creature down there in the corner is the classic from Sideshow. Sideshow also did the Metaluna Mutant there. Some more old school stuff like the Fly. As we turn the corner, we move into some 80s horror. A lot of Freddy's, Michael Myers, a real variety of Jasons, including his mom, Pammy. And we get into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and one of the McFarlane Fish Tank pairs of Freddy and Jason. Move down a row. Another Metaluna Mutant. I don't do much with the cloth 8-inch figures, but there's so few Metaluna Mutants out there. And we move down this way. And we get into vampires and vampire killers, including Vlad, the original vampire, Barnabas Collins. You're going to see Angel mixed in here because I wanted to get one of him up in here, but you'll see some more Buffy and Angel in a minute. And then we move into Frankenstein, everybody from the Herman Munster version all through the different versions that Sideshow did. The Bela Lugosi in back, the Bela Lugosi Dracula in back is the one that they did. That's the Christmas version in his red tights, his red sleeping outfit. And some more of theirs. You see there's Buffy and there's Willow. I kind of mixed them up into the group, but there's going to be more of those in a minute. I wish we got more of these great 60s, 50s, and 60s monsters like these. I was a teenage werewolf. I was a teenage Frankenstein. Oh my goodness, one of the Invasion of the Saucer Man. These poor guys, they don't stand very well at all. The Horror of Party Beach is another one of my favorites. So let's move down another row. We'll get into some of the Buffy and Angel stuff, including the mini busts. There's a few more of the Universal Monster mini busts and banks. And now we get into the 6 scale Sideshow Buffy and Angel stuff. Pretty much complete on this line. And we move down into a few more odds and ends. Down on the floor, we get some little big heads. That's a Universal Monsters Mummy by Hasbro. I got rid of all those back in the day, but I kept that one to show the packaging. Barnabas Collins game, Beetlejuice. Now these boxed Sideshow Buffy and Angel versions are the variants for the most part, along with a couple of the silver screen Universal Monsters. And before we get into Star Wars, a couple more items, including the Buffy game. So that's the wall. Let's do a second video and talk about the tower.